Hey everybody, FCA staff and board members, welcome to our home. As I said, there's from time to time I'm going to want to do some videos, some really short times in the Word together that we get to spend together, just a little short time. But I thought, what a great opportunity this is for me to introduce you to my family. Like you, we are under lockdown, like the rest of the world under lockdown, and it's 24/7 us together. And as sad as it is with the chaos all around us, in our home, it's really been a very special time. And this is a great opportunity for me to introduce you to my family. Hey, right next to me is my wife of 28 years, my bride, my sweetheart, and her name is Luann. Behind her is my oldest daughter. That's Hannah. Hannah was starting her junior year at Florida State University. And behind me and Milo is my youngest daughter, my other daughter. Her name is Kylie, and she is starting her sophomore year at TCC. Both girls are super smart and doing great in school and very athletic. And this is Milo. Milo is a Ware Fox Terrier, and he loves to run. He's an athlete as well. He loves to run. He's running with my daughters and us anywhere from 5 to 7 miles at a clip. He's a monster runner. I'm going to set him down right now. But I just want to give you that time to meet my family. They're going to step aside, and we're going to spend just a minute, just literally a minute or two here in the Word. Hey, with the lockdown, you just got a chance to meet my family and all that's happening right now. I know there might be some discouragement. There might be some discouragement because, man, you're calling to FCA, and that's a true calling. And our mission and vision, some of those things are changing. They feel like they're changing, but they're not. The world will open up. We'll get to the other side of the COVID virus. What's not going to change is that time you get to spend with your family, your friends, and that's real sweet. Take advantage of this time as you're with your family. Take advantage of this time. Take advantage of growing in the Word, spending that time in prayer, and we're praying for you. Hey, Jesus is in a family home at one point here in the Scriptures that I want to share with you. It's one of my favorite places to go when we travel across Israel, and I probably say that everywhere we go when we're in Israel, but Jesus is in Capernaum, and he's in a family home. He's in Peter's family home. And while Jesus is in Peter's family home, in Mark chapter 2, something incredible takes place. Jesus is in this home, and it's full of people. That family is there, but not just the family there, but also some religious leaders from the community. They're all there, and with them all there together, this room is really full, and there's some people that really want to see Jesus. What's outstanding to me is the faith of the group of people that want to see Jesus. I can imagine Jesus there, and probably didn't have his Word open like I have my Word open, but Jesus there, and he's teaching, and while he's teaching, all of a sudden they hear this commotion that's taking place on the ceiling. And they're looking up, wondering, hey, what could that be? What could that be? And then I imagine some dust coming down from the ceiling, and then all of a sudden a ray of light coming from the ceiling because 4 guys had brought up a friend who was paralyzed. These 4 guys bring up this friend who's paralyzed, and they carry him to the top of the roof. They open up the roof, and they begin letting their friend down. With their friend coming down, I just imagine this ray of this dust, this commotion, this light, then more light. Then all of a sudden there's feet, a torso, a chest, and a head, and there's a man laying on a mat right in front of Jesus inside this home. And Jesus sees the man's need. He does. I mean, it's got to be obvious. The man's need is he can't walk. He's paralyzed. He lives his life with a view of the world 18 inches off the ground. He's hurting. He's paralyzed. He's got some friends that love and care enough about him to carry him to this home, to open up a roof and drop him down. And Jesus sees the need, and he says, son, your sins are forgiven. I'm sure the guys on the roof are like, hey, that's great, but what about the legs? What about walking? What about dancing? Is he going to be able to live? Is he going to be able to play games again? But Jesus sees the greatest need. Hey, everybody, we are in a crisis. No kidding, right? There's chaos all around us. The economy's hurting. Small businesses are being ravaged right now. Some of our families, we've lost some loved ones. It's true. There's a crisis around us. There's a great need. And Jesus sees the greatest need. The greatest need is not COVID. The greatest need is hearts and lives that are separated from God. Staff, missionaries, board members, let me tell you, you're about your Father's business, sharing the gospel. Right now in a virtual world, but that's going to change. From a virtual world to face, but you're sharing the gospel and ministering to hearts and the greatest needs. Man, right now it's easy to go, man, my greatest need is the stock market. My greatest need is a family member that's sick. That's a great need. It's not the greatest need. The greatest need is the separation between God and the people that he loves. And you are about changing that because you're bringing that message and you've answered the call. And I'm so thankful for you. Let me tell you though, Jesus doesn't stop by just forgiving the man's sins, although that would have been plenty. That was enough. But Jesus doesn't stop there. Eventually the people in the room are like, hey, only God can forgive sins. Who does this guy think he is? And Jesus looks at the man and he says, son, your sins are forgiven. And then he looks at him later and says to him, he says, take up your bed and walk. And he heals the legs. He heals the paralytic. And the man takes up his bed and walks out. And I imagine the guys on top of the roof going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they head off with their friend. And Jesus did this, not just to heal the legs. Jesus did this to prove that he was God and that he can forgive sins. Hey, everybody, I know you're locked down. You're in your home. Some of you are in your home alone. Some of you are with your family. Some of you are the roommates. But let me tell you something. Regardless of where you're under lockdown, you're loved. You're treasured. We care about you. And the call that you have and the message that you're giving of the only one that can forgive sins is so important. And I love this message in Capernaum that takes place in a family home. Enjoy your home. Enjoy your family. Take advantage of these moments, this time that you get to spend with them. Be safe. And remember, you're loved.